That just doesn't buy it for me. That's hypocrisy. That's what I call the Clinton-esque phenomena. Talk it, never walk it, and never talk it as if you would walk it. So that's my position. That's why I did that filming last night. That's why you saw people from every single
of Wirecast
on vegetarianism. Because if you start off as a vegan, I can assure you, you're going to have a greater awareness of consciousness about animals than if you start off just being organic. Because someone who's organic could go ahead and eat organic sugar, organic nonsense, and organic processed foods not be healthy at all. And someone starting off vegan is already acknowledging the right of life. Those are my thoughts. I'd like yours.
You know, I think that deciding not to eat any animals or any animal products fundamentally redefines how we relate to other animals, how we relate to the planet, and even how we relate to other human beings. On today's farms and in today's food production system, bad has become normal, and horrible has become normal. These animals are confined in small cages where they can't even move for their whole lives, and they're brutally slaughtered. The USDA actually allows diseased animals into the food supply, and this is an industry that is contributing more to global warming than the entire transportation industry, although Al Gore didn't really talk about that as he should have. So we have a really bad system, and I think most people know it. Most people feel uncomfortable with what is happening to the animals on these factory farms. Most people are not very healthy, and they, I think, inherently know that their food is a key component to their health, but they are still eating in a way that is hurting themselves. It's irrational. Doesn't make any sense, but it's the norm. So now you have companies like Whole Foods and movies like Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth, and it touches a chord. People, I think, recognize that, hey, there is a problem, we need to solve it. But oftentimes the solutions are very minimal and are too convenient, or they feel too like they're easy, when in fact becoming vegan is actually pretty easy. If people just sort of shift their consciousness, shift their habits to better reflect their own true values. Because I do think most people don't like cruelty to animals. I think most people don't like seeing the planet destroyed. But most people, unfortunately, in our country live in a sort of state of denial. And they don't confront these realities. They don't face them. And they don't take responsibility for their actions. So we have a system now that is bad, and most people are part of it and supporting it. And that's why we strongly urge people to consider a vegan lifestyle, and also to buy foods from farmers they know, to grow their own food whenever possible, to be involved in community activities. Because I think that a large part of the problem is that consumers are disconnected from their food, disconnected from the earth. And the more we reconnect with those who grow our food and with the land, the more in balance we will be, the more consistent we will be living in terms of our own values and our own interests. Because the way we're eating now does not only feel bad when we look at it, but it is bad for us, and it can kill us. Food can be poison. And the livestock and poultry industries are destroying the planet as well. So this is a system that is bad for animals, bad for the earth, bad for consumers, bad for the environment, bad for farmers, and it's one that really needs to be completely changed. And that's why, you know, plant-based farming system, vegan lifestyles are really the only way to go.
I will share a different point of view on one of the issues you discussed, and then you can respond. I believe many people are cruel. I'm not going to give them a pass as you just did. And here's why. We are not stupid, individually or even as a culture. The consequences of our actions may seem stupid, but it didn't mean that we woke up stupid and didn't know how to make a choice. Every day, everything we do is based upon an informed choice. What we wear, how we speak with people, the food we put into our mouths. No one comes along, puts a gun to our head and says, you must eat that sugared cupcake. So let us understand that when you turn on a contact blood sport on television, the purpose is to watch two individuals pummel each other, and whoever creates the greatest pain and suffering on the other wins, to which you will see people roaring or cheering for nothing else than to see mutilation, degradation, sadistic, vile punishment. Those are the most popular programs on television. The reality programs are based upon greed, avarice, contempt, lying, deception, manipulation, and humiliation. Donald Trump's whole gig is to put people through a process that you win, therefore you're relevant, and you lose, you become not only irrelevant, you become invisible. Not only will you become invisible, you will be disdained for having failed. So people look at you as you're the failure. And that is our society today in the majority. Look at all the things that we support. Look at the soap operas we support as a form of virtual entertainment. Then look at the different programs. Look at the media outlets. Look at the people that we will say, oh, I like him. Ranters and ravers.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Vile upon people where everything is personal attacks, instead of looking with some measure and reason at an issue and saying, you have your view, I have mine. It doesn't make you a bad person in any level for us to have a different point of view. We can disagree without being disagreeable. Now, these people start off, the Ann Coulters, for example, where she starts off by demonizing you if you're liberal, and wrote a book, Godless Liberals, meaning anyone who considers themselves democratic or liberal, one and the same, or progressive, also thrown in, or libertarian, thrown in, no longer has the value of even being considered eligible for compassion. So then anything they throw against you by their supporters is considered, yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it? Like what? The witches, there were women deemed as witches throughout history, deserved it.